There is no doubt that the rich and poor perform actions and live with mentalities which are worlds apart. A very large majority of us have succumbed to our habits and routines, taking each day as it comes, and carrying out the same routines as the day before, all the while not realizing that these very actions are keeping us trapped in poverty. People don't get rich overnight. Well, except for those who have either won the lottery or inherited money. How does it feel to live my dream? Consistent habits and routines tell us a lot about a person, especially about their current and future financial situation. There are some practices that the rich follow that distinguish them from the other members of society. This is particularly the case for their morning routine. No prizes for guessing today's topic. We'll be taking a look at the daily routines of the rich and comparing them with what the poor do. In this context, the poor refers to those with the poverty or lack mindset, the mindset that keeps them stuck in the position of being poor. The rich, on the other hand, refers to those who have built their success and wealth over time. Disclaimer: those who don't have the assets to be objectively called rich, but follow the principles of the rich, still belong in that category. This is because they have the ability over time to reach the financial success they have their eyes on. Welcome to Practical Wisdom, and on this channel, we love sharing information, tips, and tricks to help you take your game to the next level. Subscribe if you're new here, and give this video a big thumbs up for that good old YouTube algorithm. Now, without any further ado, let's begin, shall we? Attitude. Let's begin with us common folk. Most people with average income tend to view mornings with a lot of pessimism. I know I've clicked the snooze button on my alarm more times than I'm proud to admit. And while it may seem that getting a couple more minutes of sleep in the morning can help our energy levels, science says otherwise. As a matter of fact, snoozing makes it harder to wake up in the morning. The penniless begrudge mornings, seeing it as just another day to fight for survival, and this makes the snooze button more appealing. Why get up and face the day when you can stay under the warm covers in dreamland, am I right? Those of us who are strapped for cash need to realize that pressing the snooze button does more harm than good. Not only are you wasting precious time, but also you'll just be more moody and grumpy once you finally wake up. A lack of motivation and a sour mood is not the combination for success. Contrast this behavior with the rich, and you'll realize that they don't have alarms not because they're heavy sleepers who need to be shocked awake, but rather to keep track of time and attend to their duties. They run a mental evaluation of what lies ahead and how to accomplish their goals. A new day means a new set of opportunities to grow their wealth. The rich love to kickstart their day with a hefty shot of enthusiasm. Strategizing and planning. Wake up, shower, get ready for work, work. Wake up, shower, get ready for work, work. Wake up, shower, I think you get the picture. You see, the point is that poor people are stuck in the loop of doing the same thing every single day. There's no planning, or in other words, strategizing, about what more can be done. Don't get me wrong, they may have huge dreams they wish to achieve, but that's all they are, dreams. Whichever direction the day takes them in, they'll fall into it, as opposed to directing the day themselves. If this sounds like you, your best bet is to make a list of things you can take charge of every day. Even if you know someone else will dictate what you're going to do, find small things that you know you have control over. This could be as small as learning a new skill, or doing that thing you keep saying you'll do. By doing this, you're taking charge of your personal growth, and you're learning how to start trusting yourself. Once you're able to achieve these small targets, you'll be able to start taking charge of bigger things in your life, and eventually this will lead to success. The likes of Mark Zuckerberg and Bill Gates take charge of structuring their own days, and they also stick to it. Morning routines are a form of structure. Snoozing your alarm until the last minute, and then showing up to a thankless job has no structure or control. So how can you expect to succeed and gain financial growth when you haven't even set something as simple as a morning routine? If we look at Bill Gates, for example, he starts his day with exercise. He then goes on to thoroughly break down and analyze all the tasks he has to do in a given day. On top of this, he also takes an hour each day to teach himself something new. This can be a skill or simply learning new information from reading. This shows us that even though he may have scheduled everything himself, he still takes time to revise his tasks and also blocks out time for his physical and mental growth. Mornings are their favorite time to plan and decide how to put things into action. Some wealthy people have boards in their rooms filled with sticky notes, which have reminders and dates of events and deadlines. Others have their phone, laptop, and any other time management app, which reminds them of things they need to do. This keeps them alert first thing in the morning as to what is waiting for them that day. And even before they go into the office, the rich are already planning ways to successfully and efficiently complete the pending tasks. Ever heard of the saying, make hay before the sun shines? That's what the rich do. Before they even enter the battlefield, which is work, they've already strategized as to how they can conduct the tasks. The true definition of freedom is to be in charge of your life. While on one hand, the poor folks say, what will be, first thing in the morning, the rich say, what I decide to be will be. Checking up on projects. For the rich, they're still making money and getting tasks done when they're asleep. This can either be because other people are working for them, or their money is making more money. There are so many things that occur during the nighttime, which the rich need to keep track of as soon as possible. A regular person might get started with their day right away, without first thinking about goals and tasks. Once a task is complete, they, as if on autopilot, move on to the next mind-numbing activity. The rich, however, take time to catch up on everything that happened during the night. They then review their goals and targets again to ensure everything is on the right track. Once he's over his grogginess, Mark Zuckerberg checks Facebook, WhatsApp, and Facebook Messenger on his phone. He does this to make sure everything is going according to plan. If something has gone wrong, he goes back to the drawing board, revises his main goal, and finds a new and improved solution. That is the mentality of the rich. They're eager to see how far their project has come along, how they can be more efficient. Most of the time, because they're so on top of things, they're able to identify hiccups even before they actually happen. The poor man, on the other hand, doesn't check his project, but most probably doesn't even have any. This, to a large extent, is a never-ending vicious cycle. You may find yourself yearning to pursue a passion or eager to start a business, but you never actually do anything about it. And then because nothing even gets done to follow the dream, you may discover this feeling of frustration, that familiar feeling of being stuck in a rut. The rich have goals and projects that they're constantly checking up on. They have something to look forward to every day. The average person only needs to find their own set of goals that they can aim to achieve. Free mornings. I think we can all agree that there's no better feeling than knowing you have a free morning waiting for you. A moment which allows you to take a break from the normal routine and relax your mind, body, and soul. Surprisingly, even the way a free morning is utilized further shows the difference between the rich and the poor. Steve Harvey once said, "The dream is free, the hustle is sold differently." The rich seems to understand this. Even on a day off, they follow their morning routine of working out, meditating, so on and so forth. They even check in on work projects during a free morning, even if they don't plan on going into work. This illustrates how and why the wealthy are so successful. They go the extra mile when they know their competition may be relaxing, and use it to boost their growth. Too many times I've told myself there's no need to go to the gym. It's my day off. This, I'm embarrassed to say, illustrates why I'm not a millionaire. While the rich stick to their routines, the poor tend to waste their day away doing mindless things. Now don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with a lazy Sunday breakfast in bed followed by an entire day of Netflix. But when this occurs on a regular basis, there's an absolute guarantee of zero success. While the world rests and relaxes on days off, use it to your advantage. Get ahead by taking that time to not only stick to your routines, but also to continue working towards your goal. Don't fit in with the rest of the crowd by giving into your laziness. Stand out from the crowd instead. Meditation and inspiration. Here's the scary reality of this world. The social media sites you scroll on, the YouTube ads you view, the news you digest are all curated to keep you second-guessing your abilities and your chances of success. Whether this be because you unconsciously find yourself comparing your life to others, or because you're sold the lie success and financial freedom are achievable for only a select few. The average person not only takes in this media often, but also gives into the lies that are being sold. In this aspect, the rich are completely opposite. They know that the content on any form of media is counterproductive for the growth mindset. Wealthy people draw up inspiration from self-reflection and meditation. They take time to think about their actions, or maybe even inactions, their values, even revisiting their current goals. With this overlook, when they glance over social media, instead of pondering over their self-worth, they're able to find inspirations for new business endeavors and money-making opportunities. Once you become a pro at meditating, it can do wonders to your mental health and mental clarity. Michael Jordan, the late Kobe Bryant, Oprah Winfrey, Derek Simmons, and Steve Jobs are just a few of the many elites who meditate. Communication. It's common knowledge that reputable and prosperous businesses regularly have meetings between the leaders and staff. Ever wondered why this is so? This is to help elevate everyone's mood and instill a strong sense of productivity amongst all. Interestingly, many of these meetings are actually called for by the owners of the company themselves. Bill Gates, for example, was known to host 10 a.m. high IQ meetings. Scientific research shows that good communication helps evoke a sense of inspiration and gives one a lot of energy to get the job done. The everyman spends his time working for someone else with a sour look on their face. Getting involved in meetings where the communication is centered around productivity, success, and growth enables every person to do their task with the utmost dedication, no matter how small their role is. Putting aside the differences in bank balance, the rich and the poor still have a number of things in common. Both groups wake up, head to the bathroom, and then get to work. Actually, speaking of this, there's a bit of misconception that the rich wake up earlier than the poor. This is not the case. Mark Zuckerberg wakes up at 8 a.m., and Jeff Bezos is rumored to wake up well after 8 in the morning. Sleep is important to everyone, rich or poor. Everyone wants to succeed and reach a level of financial freedom where they don't have to think twice before spending on anything. If you wish to reach that level of success, following these daily morning rituals of the rich can help you achieve this goal. Well folks, thank you so much for watching today's video. Let me know your thoughts down below and subscribe if you haven't. With that said, have a great day and see you all in the next one.